pretty, but look at my $200 wristband. But yeah, I'm gonna show you what it looks like now. It's about to be 10. I'm gonna book it.
Just trying to find my daughter here.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna book it to Kylie and Urban because I really want the Norvina palette, like really, really bad.
Yuck! Really? Is this what we're doing? I said Beautycon, make some noise! Okay. I see you over there. You guys look so beautiful. Holy smokes. Bring it in. Don't be afraid. Y'all look way too cute to be standing over there. I'm gonna need for y'all to sit down.
This could be crazy. I've never done red makeup before, but I don't know. This is really cool. This is the red moss eye paint. This is the shade, I think it's like Krita or something. It's like kind of like jelly, liquidy eyeshadow. Here to go.
The cool thing about these products is this is super
Felicia Latour, and one of the stars of Netflix, 13 Reasons Why, Miss Alicia Bone! Hey, get it girl, get it girl, get it girl.
Thank you. Wow, look at God. Okay, we talking about mental health in front of all these people. This is exciting, girl.
Is my mic on? Yes, it is.
You're on. So, thank you guys for all coming and hanging out.
I want to sit on this pink couch.
I thought you were sitting on the couch too.
Oh no, that's not as comfortable as it looks. It is hard.
Maybe.
That is not a couch.
Can prop up our guts on here too. So today we're talking about mental health, self-care, maintaining confidence. A little bit of background on myself is I'm a celebrity makeup artist. And I decided for the last year I wanted to use my platform, Instagram and YouTube, and I wanted to talk about mental health, and I wanted to stop painting the outside and pay more attention to what's happening on the inside, because I feel like we sleep on the fact that we feel sad and we feel depressed and nobody really talks about it because it's a stigmatized topic, which I think is completely normal. So that's what we're going to be chatting about today, and I'm joined by my lovely Alicia Bowe.
Hello.
From the Netflix series 13 Reasons Why. Yes. We love her. Have to make sure I don't call her Jessica. I won't, I promise. I won't, I got you.
I won't mind. I won't mind.
So with that being said, let's just dig into it. Wait, so do we sit here or do we sit here?
I don't know. There's just so many seating options available to us.
Do we make our own decisions?
Or do we stand?
No, I don't want to stand.
I guess we sit here.
Right.
I don't know how to. I'm wearing a very tight skirt, so I'm going to try to elegantly. There we go. Yes.
Okay, so to start out, 13 Reasons Why is a very successful show, especially when it comes to like, no matter what your sex is, no matter what your race is. How did you playing Jessica affect you, and what changes have you made in your life to kind of adapt to those changes?
Right. Do you mean like to how big the show is, or just portraying Jessica?
Just you, Jessica, yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so grateful in retrospect that I was able to portray Jessica at age 19, because at that age I was so naive to the world and what women and men have to go through. So it really opened up my eyes to the type of how common it is that both women and men have to go through this. It gave me the language to be able to speak to my loved ones about how often it happens and how to open up to them. And I always say that it was a crash course in women's rights, because it made me realize that I was being harassed when I started developing hips, and I thought that was normal, but it's not, and it's completely unacceptable. So yeah, and it opened my eyes, and I'm so grateful for this experience, because it educated me beyond words, and I'm like forever thankful for it.
Do you feel like more people that you being Jessica, do you feel like more people kind of open up to you like, hey, I've been through that too, or just express themselves more a little bit?
Absolutely. Jessica, since 13 Reasons Why is it's a global show, and with social media, I am able to connect with people, the audience, way more, because they can send me messages. And through that, I realized how important it is for young girls to have Jessica, because they see themselves represented on screen, especially those who have gone through it themselves. And it creates this community of solidarity that is so important for people who have gone through trauma. So yeah, it's unfortunate, because if I open my Instagram right now and look at the DMs, there are thousands and thousands of messages of girls who have gone through what Jessica has or worse, and guys too. And yeah, so there's been an outpour of love, though, because they feel so relieved that they're not alone, they're not isolated. And it reminds us all that we're all human, and we want to connect with people, and we want to not feel alone in this world. So I'm just very thankful that this show does that, and that it is on Netflix, which is a platform that is able to reach so many different countries.
Through whether it's anxiety, depression, what do you feel society can do, or us as adults can do, to help other peers or the younger generation to kind of be more vocal about if they're going through a mental health situation? What needs to change for it to be more normal?
It starts with education, really. We have to, in order to be there for someone, you have to absolutely know how to be there for someone, which is a very complicated thing, because you don't want to be invasive, and you don't want to push them to do something that they're not ready to do. Or she ever want to hang out with me anymore. But those are the warning signs. It's a cry for help. Hi. And hi. Yeah, so I feel like it's so important from a young age to be educated about how to be there for someone.
For sure. So you also talked about, for the second season, Jessica was kind of a part of the Me Too movement. How did that encourage you in your day-to-day life? And do you feel like even more, you kind of answered this already, but do you feel like even more girls and more women are going to keep on coming out and saying Me Too?
Yeah, there's strength in numbers. And once one person speaks up, another person will not feel alone, and they will feel inspired to speak up as well. What was the do I feel like yeah, come
let's see. If Jessica's storyline, do you feel like it's going to encourage other young women to kind of come out?
I mean, that's, as I was saying earlier, representation truly matters, and I've had young girls and adults come up to me and message me saying that because they watched themselves being represented on screen through Jessica, they were able to speak up and tell someone what happened to them, whether it happened recently or 10 years ago. So it's so important to show people that they're not alone and that it's normal. And unfortunately, and unfortunately playing Jessica has made me realize that every woman that I know in my life has dealt with some sort of sexual violence or harassment. So
how does that make you feel as an actress? Like, obviously you have a job to pull out this character, you know what I mean? And then, but it's a part of something that's so real. So you acting is like still very real life and very true to what's going on right now. Like, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel grateful because I am an actor, and what you dream about as an actor is to be able to tell a story that really matters and is reflected in society, because art imitates life, and it's so incredibly relevant, and yeah, I just feel immensely grateful.
So this question I think we can both very much relate to. So I think growing up, what is that? Somebody's having a concert over there.
I know, I want to know. It sounds like Pitbull is like doing something right now.
There's like
a mosh pit or something. What is going on?
Right. So growing up mixed race.
Yes.
Right. Bring a little light to mental health, huh? Growing up with mental illness. Growing up mixed race, and I know when I was like elementary, middle school, and being like the black and white girl, I didn't always know like which group, so I always kind of group hopped. And I think as an adult, I was able to say like, oh, I was kind of having like a little bit of an identity crisis, even feel like I needed to choose. So you growing up mixed race, how did you handle that growing up, if you dealt with that?
Oh yeah, I grew up in a predominantly white place. And when you're mixed race, of any race, you don't get to choose which one you are. Growing up, I was just black. That's how my friends saw me, and in the industry too. When you get sent out on auditions, they're like, we want someone ethnically ambiguous, and by that they mean a light-skinned black girl, me. So in the industry, I had the upper hand because they want someone who looks just Caucasian enough, but just black enough. So I was the token black girl. I was in the Bratz commercial as the light-skinned black girl. So it was just this privilege that I had in the industry, which is gross, and we need to have a better platform for people who aren't, you know, like darker skin color, because we don't have that representation on screen at all. But going back to growing up, it was always a thing because I was born in Norway, which is a very white place. My mom is very white, and my dad wasn't part of my life, so I didn't really know where I fit in. When I was younger, since I was going through a predominantly white school, I rejected my blackness. I wanted to look like my friends so bad. I straightened my hair every day. I wouldn't like eat watermelon in front of people because people would say to me like, oh, you like chicken or you like watermelon because you're black. And and that's like a form of racism that I didn't realize was happening to me. And in high school, guys would come up to me and say, wow, Alicia, you're the only black girl I've ever considered pretty. And I would take it as a compliment because I didn't know that that was racist and so unacceptable. So it wasn't until I kind of left high school, or middle of high school, I started becoming homeschooled to pursue acting, and kind of leaving that white world and realizing how beautiful I am with my brown skin and my curly wavy hair or whatever. And it made me, the more I educated myself through books and just current events, I realized that I was experiencing racism and that I was rejecting my roots and my culture, which I did not have to do at all. So yeah, I had a big identity crisis, but I'm good now. I'm good now.
Good. So what is your definition of beauty and what makes you feel strong and confident?
My definition of beauty is when you feel like you have the total freedom to express yourself in any way without caring about the judgment of others at all, and self-love and self-care, and through your inner beauty you'll shine through you'll shine. So that's my definition of beauty for sure. And confidence, which is really hard to gain. It's gonna, like, I'm still working through what is confidence, how do I feel confident every single day, but once you love yourself, I think, and exude that sort of confidence, you will be the most beautiful person ever. Yeah.
It's a vibe. People can feel it when you're confident and when you're not confident.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like things start working in your favor when you get more confident.
Yeah.
You're like, this is who I am.
And you can't, it's so hard in this day and age because of Instagram and social media to not compare yourself to others. But you can't. Like, you have to realize that Instagram is a filtered version and the best part of someone's life. Like, my Instagram is, like, I will tell you, it is fake. Like, it is, like, yeah, I'll show you a picture, but it's like every week of the best highlight of my week, so don't take it for face value. Like, there is stuff going on behind the curtain that you don't know, and there's filters and, you know, angles and all of that, and that's something I had to tell myself too. I'm like, why don't I look like the fitness models on Instagram? And then I'm like, Alicia, they get paid to work out. That's all they do. For 6 hours they work out, and because that's their job. And I'm like, I just have to learn not to compare myself to these people online.
It's so true. I feel like my Instagram is very like mental health and self-love and take care of yourself. And then some people will send me messages like, well, easy for you to say. And I'm like, girl, little do you know, I just had a breakdown as I'm writing this, you know?
I was crying on the way to my therapist's office.
Yeah, oh, Trey, I had a therapist session yesterday that I definitely was crying. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, I don't know. No, I'm not okay.
Just know that we're all messes. We're all messes.
We are. We're all
But
messes.
it's like a beautiful, perfect mess.
There. That's my daughter in the front.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, girl.
She's so cute.
Thanks, girl. Teaching her all about mental health, at a young age. So, okay, now we're gonna get into makeup questions.
Yeah.
I ask all my clients this too. What can you not live without?
I can't live without chapstick.
You know what? That's a good one.
I'm addicted to chapstick, but I have no eyebrows, so I need to always have an eyebrow powder. I use do you say Anastasia or Anastasia?
Yeah.
Okay.
I say Anastasia.
Okay, Anastasia brow powder.
Yeah,
and I always travel with that, or the Glossier brow gel, the boy brow gel, boy brow. And I always love a red lip. So I always, before I go out, I put on red lipstick, fill in my eyebrows so people can see my expressions, and mascara.
Good one. Wait, what shadow do you have on now? So airy and very pretty.
I don't know.
It's okay,
I
girl.
didn't do it myself.
It's okay. Let me see. Okay, so you answered that one. So I'm like, I feel like I have so many deep makeup questions for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned that you love to spend time in the hair and makeup chair.
Oh yeah.
I definitely feel like they're therapy sessions.
Oh yeah.
Hands down. I feel like you know what's interesting? Me doing makeup for celebrities, I was able to see like their sadness in a weird way. And not saying that every single person is sad, but you're able to see the rawness of like every individual client, you know? So then that's when I felt like, okay, now I'm just covering up with makeup on top of it. So it's like this very weird thing for me that made me always want to go deeper. What are some of your like deep, great, funny, anything,
funny
confessions in the makeup chair?
Oh, okay. Well, oh no! Are those questions already answered? No.
I think so. It's okay. They're beauty questions. I think we got this. Thanks, girl.
So, for work, They make you get up at the butt crack of dawn, which should be illegal. And I'm not a morning person, so it's 4 a.m. I'm sitting in the makeup chair, and I'll just sleep the whole time while eating a breakfast burrito. The same time, so I'll just like lay there.
While she's doing your makeup?
While she's doing my makeup.
Oh my gosh, I would karate chop you.
Yeah, I know.
I will karate chop you for sure.
I know, and I feel like that's so rude, but girls gotta sleep.
You're probably really sweet. When they're nice, you're like, okay, girl, you gotta sleep.
I mean, it's like an everyday thing. I have most of my breakdowns and my confessions, and you know, you just talk about work. It's like it's like home. It's where you go to kind of put your character on. So like you kind of leave Alicia, you leave yourself in that trailer and you become your character. Same with like doing events like this. Like, you know, I go and get my makeup done and then I come out and it's like the best version of yourself. So yeah, it's literally a transformative experience every single time. And the relationship between your makeup artist and yourself is a very intimate one because you talk about the deepest things and very personal things because it's like an hour and a half every single day.
Once again, my name is Ruben Wilson and welcome to the main stage. You guys look so incredibly yummy. I'm so stoked to introduce our next special guest. He is so incredibly iconic. He's an entertainment icon. He is legendary. So Beautycon, please help me welcome Snoop Dogg.
You should think about it. Take a second. Matter of fact, you should take 4 before you fuck a little skateboard kid. When the pimp's in the crib, mom, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
What up, y'all?
Hello, Beautycon. Hi, Snoop. How you doing?
What's happening? How y'all doing?
Good. So, hi, everyone. So my name is Brianne. I've worked with Snoop now for about 8 years, and throughout the years he's known for a lot of different things on TV, film, radio, but one of the things that always comes up consistently is the talk and the conversations about the hair. Throughout the years his hair has changed and evolved, changed culture, and today we're going to take you on a journey of his hair throughout his career. So if you want to pull up the first photo. Yes. So tell us a little bit, Snoop, about this photo and this time.
Oh, that's when I was, I had a high top fade, and I had let the sides start growing in so I could even it out because I wanted to start trying to grow my hair. So I just created like a little curly natural that looked like a Jerry curl, but was a little natural so it could all even out. So when I get my hair braided, it'll all be even.
Got it. All right, next photo. This is nice. This is nice.
That is the natural afro, you know, symbolizes, you know, strength and power. You know, when I was a kid, I used to watch my uncles and aunties wear their hair like that, and I used to try to figure out how to get my hair like that. So once I was able to do it, I was loud and proud to wear that afro.
You did this yourself?
Oh yeah,
this all you?
All by myself, and I laid a net on the top of it to shape it. You know, you got to shape it with the net. Pop him in there, make sure he round it off, and then put that afro sheen on there.
Got it. All right, next photo.
So I emulated them and gave them some love and brought it back to life one time.
So one of the things about your hairstylist up here, you've had Tasha, your hairstylist is here somewhere. She's been with you since day one. How do you guys come up with your hairstyles? Is it a collaboration? Is it Tasha bringing you ideas?
Well, sometimes she just whip it up and then I just come out the chair and it's done. And then sometimes I tell her, I want to look like this, or I want it to look like this, or could you do this, or could you twist it, or could you pull it to the back? So we work together very well, and at the same time, you know, she's the reason for my hair growing, because it went from nothing to where it is now, so I gotta trust her.
Right. Shout out to Tasha. I don't know where you are. All right, next photo.
Them is my Stevie Wonder, Rick James beads. You know what I'm saying? Paying tribute to R&B music from the 80s. All of the artists in the 80s used to wear beads in their braids, so I just wanted to throw back and show some love and, you know, pay some respect to the people that did it before me. Stevie Wonder, Rick James, you did?
Okay, next photo. And this is your beautiful family. I also have a question about that because they're always on point as well. So, do they help you with, you know, your fashion style and hair, or is it the other way around? How does this work? Because you guys always show up looking dressed.
My youngest son helps me a lot with fashion, but when it comes to my hair, they can't tell me nothing about my hair. You understand me? That's my thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but as a family, we all like to, you know, critique each other to make sure that we're all on point, that we, you know, bringing our best whenever we out and about. So we all love to constructively criticize each other to make sure that we're on point. I just mean just hair in general, the way you wear your hair, the way your hair is a part of your, you know, your superhero outfit. Like my hair is a part of my outfit. Like a lot of people, when they move, they need accessories like jewelry and, you know, this and that. I don't need all that. I just do my hair and that's my accessories, you understand me? Ready to go. TTG, trained to go. It's kind of hard being Snoop Dogg, double G, but I somehow, some way, keep coming up with funky ass hits like every single day. May I kick a little something for the G's and make a few ends as I breeze through. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping cause my mama ain't home. Having fun, we don't care who sees. So what, we go out, that's how it's supposed to be. Live it and wild and free. Shout out to the young, wild and free in the house.
Okay, I think we have a question over here.
Tú, otra vez.
Okay, so we have another question right over.
It has a misunderstanding, but you just gotta believe it and keep locking it up, keep twisting it up, keep wrapping it up, and just keep letting it do what it do. And just some of it gonna fall out a little bit, but at the same time, the new growth gonna come in so strong, it's gonna be hanging down your back in a matter of no time. You understand me?
All right, where's our next question at?
Hi, my name is Tati. I want to ask you what you do to be fresh and young every time. You make some mysterious on your skin. What do you do for this? To look very fresh.
Vegetables, vegetation, fruits, THC, CBD.
Been working out. You've been working out a lot lately.
Yeah, and I'm in the gym too. I'll be trying to get my little workout on, trying to stay physically fit. You dig? Thank you, baby.
All right, I think we have time for one more question. There's the next question. Okay, over there.
Hey, Snoop Dogg. I watched a documentary when you went to Jamaica, and I see you do the do. When you get a chance, man, check out some of that ooh wee from Belize. I'm telling you, Snoop.
I like that, nephew. If you had some, you could have gave me something. Then that way I could have had something up close and personal. You know what I'm talking about?
So one more thing before we leave Snoop, like, can you tell anyone about what is your next hairstyle? What can we expect to see from you next? Or do you want to keep us guessing?
Well, you know, one thing about my hairstyles, they spontaneous, they spur the moment. I don't like plan them out like weeks in advance. It's more or less like I get in that chair and say, I want to look like this, or I want to flip it, or try this, or let's give it a shot. See, one thing about me and what I want to say to you guys is, there's only one you, and you got to master being you and be happy with you at all times and be about you. So I just want to send that to y'all on that note. When it comes to me and my hairstyle, I'm going to keep doing me. So just stay on the lookout for it. If you like it, follow. Do yours like that if you could. You did.
Thank you. Thank you, Snoop Dogg, for spending some time with us at Beautycon.
Thank you, Beautycon. Thank you, girls. I love it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, so what we get. So what we're just having, and we don't care who. So what we go. That's how it's supposed to. How you living?
Young and wild and free.
I love you, Beautycon. Keep living young, wild, and free. I'm Big Snoop Dogg. Peace.
But do we have any Riverdale fans in the building? I'm sorry, I
I didn't hear you. Do we have any Riverdale fans in the building? We have two incredible women from CW's hit TV series, Riverdale. Please show a lot of love to Camila Mendes and Madelaine Petsch.
Figure it out. We'll figure it out.
We were so prepared for this. You guys look absolutely amazing. Don't they look bomb right now? So who's the biggest Riverdale fan out there right now? I would do a poll, but I'm not about like putting women against each other right now. You two are absolutely amazing and gorgeous. Thank you so much for being here. We have such an amazing panel right now. First, Camila, you have been really, really outspoken on body positivity, calling out magazines that Photoshop you. You're like, hey, wait a minute, my thighs are a little bit thicker than that. I'm gonna need you to fix
It was my
that
waist.
right now. It was
my waist.
It was waist, okay. So what is it about you that makes you feel that women should feel more confident in the way they look and they don't need to be at the magazine standards?
Yeah, honestly, I just feel like beauty should always be approached from a place of health and just wanting to be a healthy human being and live a long, happy life. So I think so far we've only seen so many types of body in the media and in the shows we watch and the content we consume. It's always been tall, skinny white girls. And so I think now we just need to keep speaking out on that and just exposing different types of bodies, because I eat healthy. I eat shit sometimes too, you know what I mean? Like all I do is I try to just live a balanced, healthy lifestyle, and I don't want to let the industry define what beauty is.
Madelaine, what would you tell your younger self about trying to fit in? That stigma of wanting to sit at the cool kids' table.
Man, I tried to fit in for a very, very long time in my life. I have bright red hair. I was born vegan, South African, with no religion. I feel like I was the strangest kid in my small town, and I tried really hard to fit in for a long time and hide the things that made me different. And the minute, I'm not kidding, the minute that I started embracing exactly who I was 100% happier than who I was. I was really pushing my real self down. So that would be what I tell myself, is just be you, girl.
But here's the thing, we fall a little bit guilty to trying to look perfect for social media. Who has more than 5 apps on their phone right now to make them look better? Be real. I know we got some Facetunes, some VSOCs, some Snapseeds out there. I know I probably got about 15 different things. But what do you say, Camila, to these young girls right now, and to yourself also, when you might see a picture that's actually not perfect, how to have self-love in such a digital age?
It's tough. I mean, I can't say that I'm perfect. I don't, you know, when I'm in photo shoots and stuff, I always say, like, I want to get, okay, here's the thing about photo shoots. You don't get to approve the photos you take. So it's a very vulnerable thing because you're putting yourself in the photographer's hands. They ultimately get to decide what photo gets chosen. So it makes you feel a little bit more closed up when you're in the shoot. You kind of don't want to move your body a certain way because you're like, what if they choose that photo? And for me, you know, I'll say things like that. They'll be like, oh, we'll touch it up, it's fine. And I'm like, no, I don't want you to touch it up. Let's just get a nice photo that's real and honest. But I don't want you altering my body. That's not my body. And I personally, I don't have any photos, photo editing apps. I think I only have like ones to put a border or something, but like, if I don't like a photo, I'm just not gonna post it. I'd rather just not post a photo that I don't like of myself than, you know, add some like tweaks here and there to my body that aren't real, and people are gonna notice isn't my body anyway, you know? I'm here in the flesh, you can see the way I look, why would I try to hide that, you know?
But But it's a big deal, though. No, it's a big deal because you have these standards that we feel like we have to live up to look perfect and everything like that. And the fact that you're like, hey, I don't care. Show the blemish, show the skin how it is, show how it looks.
I want to add to that and say, I've realized the more open I am about, like the more I publicize my struggles and the more I show photos of myself that don't look good and just kind of expose that, the more comfortable I become with myself. You start to let go of it as soon as you put it out there in the world, like put a photo where your skin looks really bad or where your belly roll is showing or anything. When you put that out in the world, then you just kind of start letting go of the idea that you should be perfect.
I love
and then the standards drop and the expectations drop and you're just like, I'm myself and I'm just gonna show that to the world.
I love that you mentioned the belly roll right now because I'm over here like trying to tuck.
Dude, I know, and that's my biggest thing. That's my biggest thing.
What I love about you two is that the friendship is genuine. It goes look, you saw that? Did you guys see that? Camila was about to start singing Kiki, do you love me? I love it. It's clear that you guys are friends off camera, not just on camera. Talk about the dynamic of the relationship and how important is it to have a friend that you can come. I'm about to tear up. The way that they're looking at them is like when Lady and the Tramp had that one piece of spaghetti and y'all were just looking deep into each other's eyes.
I would say we're just really lucky to be on a cast that's so female driven and so young and also so supportive. Like I've never met a larger group of women that is more supportive of each other. Like I'm still blown away by the fact that I've got so many sisters where I work. Like it's really strong.
It's interesting when your friendships are publicized and everyone like knows your friends and I feel like there's so much even you guys don't see that happens behind the scenes and like things that we go through together that we speak about together in our trailers and like we've all seen each other at our best and our worst, and I think that really bonds you and it makes you create better.
I want to quote this, because I don't want to get it wrong, that you have shared that achieving fame, for you to achieve fame is to be successful and happiness. What does happiness and success look for you at this stage of your career? Do you have any other goals that you want to achieve?
I don't like answering that question because I feel like I'm just kind of taking life day by day and seeing where it takes me. I don't like setting expectations. I know that I'm a driven person and I know that I have goals to reach, but I don't want to set anything too specific because I want to just kind of feel it out as I go and just follow my intuition. You know, it's like I trust my gut when it comes to like career decisions and beauty decisions and anything. I just feel like I really need to listen to myself instead of set these specific goals.
And I want to make sure that I get you, Madelaine, have been quoted saying that red lipstick comes with sass. They can all go a long way, your red hair and your red lips together. What was your mantra when you started filming the show for every Beautycon out here?
Just keep swimming. Honestly, I feel like when I started the show, I never wore red lipstick, by the way. I was like afraid of the color red and orange. Thank you. And then I booked the show, and it's funny because I feel like getting in the spotlight has actually made me more confident because I have a group of people who support me in any light, and I feel like that's a really beautiful thing to have. So my mantra in the beginning was just keep swimming because I literally had no idea what I was doing, and I'm sort of figuring it out, slowly but surely.
Did you have something that you didn't really do until you got on the camera and you were like, oh, okay, that's okay, I like that? Like I was such a tomboy before I started television, they couldn't get me into heels. Now I'm like, which ones can I wear?
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm not really big on wearing like skirts in day-to-day life. Like wearing Veronica's clothes is a nightmare for me. It's always so tight and it like cinches the waist and I'm like, you know what I mean? And it sucks when you're trying to do an emotional scene but like you can't breathe through the clothes that you're wearing. But it eventually just kind of became a part of who she is. Veronica, you know, she has a good posture and she's like very prim and proper, so I feel like it fits her character, but it took a lot of adjusting for me to like be comfortable in Veronica's skin and in her wardrobe.
How does it feel serving such an untouched audience that is the Latin community right now, being a woman of color, being very outspoken in Hollywood? We're We're rare. We're few.
We're few, Bree.
We're sprinkled out there, but the Latinos are representing today. Estamos aquí. But how does it feel to be able to represent for your culture and show some pretty brown skin on that TV screen?
It's amazing. I'm honored. I'm glad they made Veronica and the Lodge family Latinos. I think it's very powerful because they're a family that is intellectual and strong and determined. So I feel like that's a good way to portray Latin people, and I don't think you see that a lot, so I'm happy to be a part of that.
How do you both use your platform to empower young women? Madelaine, you could go first.
I feel like it's all about spreading positivity, and like I started a YouTube channel just to show you guys a more raw version of myself than this like overly made up character that you see on television. I don't wear makeup on my YouTube channel a lot of the time. Like I show you guys the other side of me that you wouldn't see if I didn't have one. So I feel like that's a way that I show you, you know, different little things about myself, and I spread positivity on there, and I try to talk to as many of you guys as I possibly can, and just reach out and talk and, you know, be there for you.
I heard over there, they're like, I love your YouTube channel. Camila, how do you use your platform?
Well, my YouTube channel, actually, I also started, no, I'm kidding, I don't have a YouTube channel. I don't think you guys even know that. I'm sorry, what was the question?
How do you use your platform to inspire young women and empower the youth?
I just feel like I open up about the things I'm vulnerable about, my body, my eating disorder. I feel like I've spoken very publicly about that, and I used to be really scared to do that because I thought, you know, it's a big thing to share with 10 million people. You know what I mean? It's a big step, and I thought that it might kind of expose me in a way that I wasn't ready. But then I realized it actually helps me so much, because now I'm connecting with people every day. I met a girl on the plane the other day who came up to me and talked to me. She thanked me for everything that I speak about on body positivity. And then she told me her whole story, and you know, we were having this 3-hour conversation on the plane, like tearing up, talking about eating disorders, and it was really beautiful. And I realized like the power that we have with our platform, where we can connect with young men and women, and it's a beautiful thing. I feel like it's a waste not to use it.
When we live in such a vain society, especially with social media, I know about eating disorders. I also overcame one too. And how do you keep from falling back to that mentality?
A good peer support system. I think it's good to have people to talk to and relate your problems to. Because you find a lot of times when you go to seek advice from your mother or your sister or whoever, other women, female presences in your life, sometimes they're kind of dealing with one too, but they haven't acknowledged it within themselves. So the advice they give you just kind of puts you right back into that place that you're not supposed to go, you know? And I think it's important to surround yourself with people that are very confident with themselves, so that you're getting that, you're constantly feeling this sense of self-acceptance and love. And that's easier said than done. I feel like there are a lot of people that surround us that aren't necessarily inspiring us to be comfortable with ourselves. But I got this girl right here.
I see, you both have each other.
Honestly, like the amount of times I've either gone to your trailer or Ashley's trailer, like crying sometimes. I'm like, I feel so shitty in this costume, and like I don't want to be on camera wearing this, and like having people like them in my life in those moments who then, you know, encourage me to overcome that is really great. And that's why I think it's important to be open about it, because if you're gonna hold it in, you know, sometimes you're just gonna be too hard on yourself and it'll erupt.
So what does make you feel confident and beautiful on those not so confident and beautiful days?
I would say my peers, honestly. Like I feel like my most beautiful when I'm around people who lift me up and inspire me.
Make you feel like yourself.
Yeah, I feel like my happiest when I'm wearing no makeup and I'm like, I just finished work and I like just put like slathered moisturizer all over my face, and we're all in the car on our way home. Yeah. And that, I feel like I've learned from Camila and Lily and everybody else on the show how to embrace the way I look just on a regular day basis, and I feel my most beautiful when I'm surrounded by those people.
Yeah. I think it also helps when I am feeling down on myself. And I know this is like an annoying answer, but you know, like maybe just go to a yoga class. Like that honestly changes. Sometimes I just like need to show up somewhere and sweat and just kind of like get all that. Like it's a spiritual thing in a way. When you sweat out something, it's like you're getting all that negativity out of your body, and then you get endorphins, and then you feel great again. So I feel like you just have to be strong and force yourself to do something good for your body. You know, like nourish your body, take care of yourself, treat yourself like your best friend.
Light a candle, you know.
Light a candle.
Put on the diffuser.
Put on some SZA. Jam in the shower. Guys, I love singing in the shower.
I know.
I know that we have so many fans out here right now. And they have a lot of questions that they want to ask you. I'm looking over for my moderator right now because we have a question for the audience, I'm sorry, I don't know where the mic is. If you want to just start talking.
Do you remember the lines? That was my audition monologue. Do I remember the lines?
Do you remember the audition
I know
lines?
what you need, Cheryl. What is it? I forgot. Oh, I know what you need, Cheryl, because I know who you are. You would rather be feared than liked. You'd rather people fear you than like you, so you traffic in terror and intimidation. Blah, blah, blah. There will be a reckoning, and maybe that reckoning is now, and maybe that reckoning is me.
I love the real Riverdale fans out here. We have another question. Go ahead, little mama.
Hi, I would just like to say I love you both so much, and I'm so excited to be here. So my question is for both of you. If you guys could be any other character, regardless of age or gender, who would you be?
Fred Andrews.
Who would I be? FP. FP. It's a pretty cool character.
Over here.
We got another
Hurt my knee really bad, so I can't. But if
I
she would
definitely
like
can't
to,
do it in these.
That was a really good way of getting out of it.
I can reenact the song. DJ Tornado, bring it back.
That was good, right?
All right, this is the last question. The last question, guys.
Hi.
Last question. No pressure.
A lot of pressure. Okay, so first of all, Madelaine, when you said the Just Keep Swimming was your thing, I'm actually wearing a mantra brand that says Just Keep Swimming.
Wow. That is very strange and serendipitous, wouldn't you say?
A little bit, but who knows? Also, I have a question. I know that both of you guys pursue the more body positivity route, but as a natural beauty kind of thing, what would you say is like your prime skincare item?
Prime skincare item? What, like my favorite skincare item? Is that weird? I would say my Jurlique Rosewater Balancing Mist. Feels so good, just spraying that. I've become obsessed with toner. Jurlique, the Rosewater Balancing Mist. I just love toner.
I have
it's an
this
essential
little
step for me.
facial device that like wakes my face up in the morning that I use every day before I go to set. I think I put it on my YouTube channel 5,000 times, but it's just like a little new face laser that I just like use for 5 minutes every morning.
Yeah.
And it's really annoying
Whenever
you're
we're in the car
me.
with Madelaine, she's just like
like half asleep, but I love it. I swear by it, honestly.
It looks like you're tasering your face.
Literally, and it feels like you're tasering your face.
That's awesome. Ladies, you two have been exceptional. You both are beautiful. Thank you so much for taking your time out to hang out with us. Guys, give it up for Madelaine and Camila. Make some noise.
Being okay with that and sitting with that and knowing that that's okay and that that happens, and be okay with a little failure, because there's gonna be a lot of it, and not even looking at it as failure, but looking at it as like, this is just another stepping stone towards a yes. And I started getting that mentality. I kept working 3 jobs to pay my rent, and I kept myself busy with other things, but focused on my auditions, and eventually the pieces will fall together, and you just have to know that.
Auditioning is like dating. You're not going to be right for everybody, and you're not going to be right for every role. So sometimes you just got to accept that it's not the right time. Like, the right role will be there for you, and then when you get it, it'll feel right.
But you cannot start dating until you're 21, okay?
Back home, Just got off the Lyft ride. Oh my god, the guy was so creepy. He would not shut the fuck up. All I wanted to do was sleep. But now for the best part of the day. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know if you guys wanted that close up, but I gave it to you anyway. The difference. What lashes can do for you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's see if I can focus that. Ugh.